follow some similar to the United States again and Singapore and Russia na magre-retain lang sila ng information upon the request of law enforcement agencies. Unlike other countries like the United Kingdom, Australia, na meron talaga silang data retention policies even for social media. So, next slide po. And so here is a summary of the issues and of what we are requesting just in case. Something to think about po dun sa House bill that was proposed for social media regulation. And this is what the DICT has been referring to as social media regulation. Hindi naman namin sinasabi na kokontrol din natin social media, but just to allow the law enforcement agencies to have more immediate power to react. Kasi ngayon po, nasa 3 second rule na po ang social media. 3 seconds scroll ka po eh. Tapos, in a day, viral na siya, but our courts will take months before they can issue the warrant. By that time, tapos na yung viral, ibang issue na po yung viral. So, for example, we have a challenge in obtaining information and evidence. Sinabi ko na po yung sa jurisdictional issue. If the crime or the alleged crime was committed outside of the Philippines and they don't treat it as a crime, we have a difficulty obtaining information. Now, on the third bullet point po on takedown requests and parameters and content removal, we take note, which was also discussed by the academe, the Decini case versus the Secretary of Justice in questioning the constitutionality of 10175. We understand that if the law is too superfluous or ambiguous, they strike it down as unconstitutional. But let me point out also, Mr. Chair, that in the OSAIC law, it was allowed na may auto takedown kapag ka child pornography. So I think if we craft a law that will allow a auto takedown but with specific parameters so as not to curtail freedom of expression in the interest of national security, then we can then I think that could be allowed, no? So an answer to the Decini versus Secretary of Justice when they question the
you're talking about the automatic takedown on the part of the platforms.
Yes po. Actually, yung ano po kasi 10175, if I remember, the original provision was Section 5, grants the power to the Secretary of Justice to issue a takedown order on any website or platform if there is evidence that there was a criminal intent doon po sa post. Yun po yung na-strike down ng Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court.
Section 12 ba? I'm sorry, I'm not sure about the section, sir, but there is a section there. NTC was telling me section 19 now, sir. So yun yung next strike down, but I think, as I mentioned, yung sa OSAIC law kasi inallow ng Supreme Court, basta child pornography. So with the proper parameters.
And that's the reason why we invited also the platforms. Unfortunately, sa ating briefing, andun yung TikTok, yung ByteDance, but now they are not here. So we will be inviting them over again. And now we will be also observing the proper procedure on how to tackle those invitees who are not present on today's hearing. So Google, ByteDance, Meta, and I think YouTube. So later on, I'll be asking the members also to have a motion. Sige, go ahead, proceed please.
And Mr. Chair and esteemed members of the TRICOM, we also propose that there be a data retention policy where the law enforcement can ask for data just in case a case is to be filed in the future date. So, yung po kasi isa sa mga nagiging problems natin. In the case of Polvoron, na-take down na nga yata yung mga posts.
So, ang ibig sabihin po, Yusek, you're talking about the retention of the post on the social platform.
Opo.
Kasi once na-take down nila yon, ang court will not appreciate the filing of the case without the content being in the page.
That is correct. Kasi ang lalabas po, questionin na, sabihin, screenshot lang naman yung ebidensya mo, or video yan from another video. You took a video of a video in a past social media platform. So medyo nagkakaroon po ng differences or difficulties.
Kaya ako nagulat din ako kasi may mga text sa akin, yung mga nag-post na tinitira tayo, tapos suddenly, wala na, deleted na. So meaning kasi na nagkakaroon na sila ng well, siguro natatakot din po sila because of the action being taken by this Congress. And we need to tell our people that the government is doing their job. Fortunately, the privilege speeches, ikaw lang pala, dalawang speeches yan, di ba? Two privilege speeches that was delivered by Congressman Barbers, and the resolution will do justice not only to the members of this house and the executive department, the ordinary people, the showbiz industry, and others as well. Siguro talagang kailangan gawin po ng CICC, Cybercrime Investigation Coordinating Center, yung trabaho. Kasi ang worry ko po dyan yung sa subpoena power. Like for example, yung how can you subpoena those who have violated yung mga offensive contents?
Sir, thank you for that question, Mr. Chair. So, in our presentation, we did mention that walang subpoena powers ang CICC, wala rin ang PNP-ACG. Ang nagsasubpoena po, NBI, but actually, wala rin yatang FORSO. Pero, walang contempt powers ang NBI, sir.
We have discussed that yesterday in the briefing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yung CICC, walang subpoena power. Yung CICC that was created under 10175.
Correct.
It is just a coordinating center.
Correct.
But the CIDG or the PNP, which is part of the coordinating center, and the NBI have a subpoena power.
Wala rin po. Iba-iwan.
Sir, CIDG? Andiyan si General Torre ata, andyan?
Sir, umalis na po, sir.
Umalis na si General Torre. So, di ba ang CIDG, you have a subpoena power?
Yes, sir, we have, but it is exclusively for cases handled by CIDG.
Cases exclusively handled.
Yes, sir, handled by CIDG.
What do you mean by exclusively handled?
If this case were investigated and subsequently filed by CIDG, then we can issue subpoena.
No. Being a part of the coordinating center, being a part of the cybercrime investigation coordinating center, that will be exclusively a part of the PNP because you are a member of the coordinating center, and that's the reason why you were put in the 10175. Precisely, you have the power to subpoena those people. Kaya it is the responsibility of the CIDG having a subpoena power to issue it to those who have violated the illegal content. Di ba?
Yes, actually, sir,
Even
it is
the NBI.
Yes, sir. It is the chief PNP who has the subpoena power, sir.
Huh? No, the CIDG have the subpoena power. That is vested on your directorate. Di ba? O kaya nga kayo criminal investigation detective. Sayang wala si chairman ako, baka na-sermonan ka.
No, sir. The chief PNP, sir, is the member, sir, of the CICC. And he has also subpoena power, sir.
Yes, I know that. But the problem is in the creation of the CICC, siyempre, this is being headed by the ICT. Di ba? And then, ang vice chairperson is the NBI. Member, ang chief PNP. Well, kung titingnan mo yung caliber of leveling of the positions, medyo nasa member lang si Chief PNP. And that's the reason why we are asking the CIDG to fill in the gaps na kayo pumasok. Hindi mo ipasok si Chief PNP dun sa pagiging member ng CICC. Hindi aatin dyan.
Yes, sir. If it involves investigation conducted by the CICC and the CIDG is part of this investigation, then we can issue
You will
subpoena.
be a part of the investigation. Why? Because you are a member of the coordinating center. Kaya nga coordinating center, and the reason why we have a hearing like this, because we wanted to put that CICC as an agency in the amendment that we will be filing. Kailangan na tayo magkaroon ng sariling agency. Hindi lamang po siya coordinating center. We will have a power of an agency to issue subpoena as well. So for the meantime, that we don't have like that agency as just yet, I think the CIDG and the NBI should be coordinating talaga doon sa CICC para may ngipin po talaga tayo. I think yun na naging ano nyo, ano? Yusek Jeff, ano? Yun na naging balakid po ninyo. Am I correct?
Well, hindi naman siguro